Hey, good morning, friends. This is Sri Harsha from Crazy Money Tree. Today is 8th of March, and let's see what's happening in the market. What is that you need to do? How you need to do the trading? What is that you need to be aware of? Let's understand everything in detail. If you're still not a part of my YouTube channel, go ahead, like this video, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon so that you will get all the latest notifications. So let's get started, guys. What exactly is happening? On Friday, we hit a new low, but at the same time, the US markets have actually risen very, very sharp. Now, there is a sign of actually reversal in the US market, but that has to get confirmed today. So we need to be looking very carefully what is going to happen today. The main challenge, I'll tell you, a couple of data are positive, couple of are not that great. But overall, the volatility in the market can continue. But though the long-term perspective is still going to be positive, short-term can get affected. It all depends on how the bond market is going to move and how is this rally going to continue. Now, one of the major thing is about now the focus is on the stimulus package, which is we getting into voting on Tuesday night. So that means on Wednesday is what we are going to see the results. But now for the rally to continue, we need to hold um Friday's low. That is very important. Guys, let's understand Friday, whatever low and high we have made is very, very critical. As long as we can hold Friday's low and break Friday's high, there is a very high probability we can move higher. So let's look at what is going to happen. Let us look at what are the supports levels and what are the resistance levels, everything in detail. There are a couple of things which are good. One thing which is good is about uh, the US markets are actually showing reversal signs. Second point, which is good, is from the point of view of bond yields, which have tried easing down, but it is still anytime it can still spike. Though the indicators are showing that it can cool down, but how long can it cool down is the question. Because if it can cool down, also after that there could be again a spike and it can actually break and make new highs. It's quite possible. So let's look at what is happening. The volatility is going to increase and is going to be a big challenge as of now. Now, the bond yields, why are they very important? Is because if the bond yields are going to rise, then that's a safer money. So a lot of funds are going to get shifted there. So that's the main thing because they have actually moved up from the bottom. If you see, they have moved up almost 100%. So that's a very, very drastic move which has happened, which was actually going down for the last 30 years, the dollar, the treasury yield or the bond yield, what you can say. The couple of other things which are there are not looking that great is about the crude oil. Crude oil has actually hit the pre-pandemic level, $70 per ounce. It's absolutely nuts. It's going to actually ensure that the petrol, diesel prices and the LPG gas prices are going to have much steeper prices. That means the inflation is going to rise. This is not going to be that great. So probably it is not going to affect that great that much, but still it's not going to affect immediately, but long term it is going to have a big impact. Now, couple of other things which are there. RBI on this 21st, they have this, I think 21st or in the last week, they have their monetary policy meeting where they talk about the interest rates. They were proposing to increase the interest rates. Now, the stance given by the monetary policy team is as though that we are going to be more accommodative. It's not only in the RBI, it's across the globe. All of them are actually knowing that this growth, whatever has happened, is not something which is drastic, which can actually sustain this high. The liquidity is going to go, is going to actually create a lot of challenge. So they are going to sustain that liquidity, which is going to be a positive factor. The next important factor, which is positive, is the China data. China's export data has actually, February data has been from the last year to this year, if you compare, they have actually surpassed the previous year, so it has gone up 150+%, which is actually a very strong move, which actually says that everything is back to normal. Now, the things which are not looking great is from the point of view of dollar becoming more strengthening, which means that there's more money which is going to get withdrawn, more money which is going to go out. The FI data is actually also indicating the same. There is a lot of actually sell-off which has happened in the market. So this is a word of caution. The other thing which is there is about the COVID wave 2 and all. If you see, Maharashtra has imposed a fresh lockdown. Night curfew is there, and weekends actually lockdown is there. So these are certain things which have started happening. So there's some word of caution. I don't see any big massive sell-off which is going to come until unless we break Friday's low. So that's very important. Let's look at what are the supports and resistances we are looking for today. 14,950, 15,000 should act as a support for us, and 15,050, 15,100 will act as a resistance for us. We need to surpass this, then only we can see a big massive move. And Friday, the way actually US market has moved, there is a good amount of reversal sign which we are seeing, and I'll show you a lot of details about that later part of this video. Go through that in detail. The Bank Nifty is going to have the same challenge, 15,000, 35,000, 35,200. 35,200 is going to still act as a support. Resistance starts at 35,500 itself, but the major resistance will be at 35,800 and 36,000. So we need to surpass this. That's very important. Only then actually we can see some major move. As long as 15,050 is being held by Nifty, there is a hope that we are going to go ahead. If we start going below that, that is a sign of weakness. So let's look at what is happening overall and where are we going to get started, all the details that we actually go through that in detail. So let's look at this. So what happened on Friday? Look at this. Each of the indices have actually closed almost 1.5–2% up in the US. They have actually moved massively, and today follow-up buying is going to actually confirm the trend actually has reversed, but the volatility is still there. Volatility, there is a big crash, good amount of big crash has happened, but it has to sustain. It's not that it is showing that there could be some more upside left, but how much more is there and how much it is going to contain, we will have to see. This is the strongest among all the European market, which is the Germany DAX. Now this is nearby to the all-time highs, so we'll have to see how it is going to go, because this all these massive moves which happened in the later off. By that time, European market had closed. So let's look at what is happening in the, where are we going to get started. It looks like we are going to have a flattish kind of a opening, or probably maybe around 15,000 level is what I am expecting the prices to actually hold on. Let's see how it's going to work. As of now, it is showing it uh, what do you say, it's more a flattish kind of a thing. So let's see how things are going to go. As according to me, it should start somewhere around 15,000 level. So wherever it starts, we have to see, as long as first 1 or 2 hours, if it can actually sustain this pressure and start actually going higher. I think it's more of positive sentiment. It's only right now there's some negative thing because of the other markets, the futures which are showing a little down in the US market and all, but that's okay. I don't expect any major thing. That's actually a future price that is not going to make any big difference. The main challenges we will actually discuss in a later. I'll talk to you on the bond yield and all. So the bond yield is what actually is causing this challenge. So it has spiked up again at around 2%. But on Friday we have seen a good reversal sign. So we need to see that confirmation. It has to go down today. It has to close negatively, which probably at least for the time being it's going to cool off. So we are waiting for that. As of now, it has got spiked a bit. As much as it starts cooling off, it is going to be good. If it is not going to cool off, this is going to be a big challenge for us. So let's look at the economic calendar. Economic calendar, there's nothing much happening today. Let's look at what is happening in the evening in the US market today. I don't see much of the data coming in today. There's nothing much. GDP data in Japan is going to come. So that's the only signal that is actually happening tomorrow anyway. I don't see any major challenges, which major economic data, at least for today in the US market or the European market, nothing much happening. So it's a very quiet day. So not expecting any major thing to happen today. And gold has actually started taking some support, as I was talking to you about, and we need to start actually moving a little more higher where we can sustain this. So let's see how it is happening. It's more mainly because of the stimulus talks and all which is happening, and the vote is coming. So because of that, the gold prices have actually tried holding on. So let's see how it's going to go. This is the major challenge because of after this Yemen, some strike had happened on the oil fields and all. The after this, the crude oil has spiked up. So this is a big challenge. I was telling you the gold, silver, if it comes down, that is good for Indian market, but it is actually going up. So we don't have any negative reversal signal as of now. And even then, I have been telling you $60 and above crude oil is more on the bullish side only. So it's better that we don't actually get into any kind of shorting and we get stuck very badly. It's extremely bullish. So we need to wait, but we are at the resistance. Sooner or later, it has to cool down. We cannot only work on the supply side. It's only the constraints which are happening. How long they can actually sustain with this. So let's see how things are going to go. And this is where actually is the bigger worry, which is with the US dollars. It is actually strengthening a bit, and after this sudden spike which had happened, so we had this gap which was there, and we are trying to take support at that gap. So let's see how things are going to go. It has to cool down, which is going to be good for India. So if it's not going to cool, that is actually going to be a temporary challenge for us. So let's see how things are going to go. And this is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is somehow trying to take some support. But overall, as I can see, it will be in the range of 47,000 on the lower end, 51,000 on the higher end at this point of time. If it breaks, then probably it can move back towards the all-time highs. So that's what I can see. So let's see how things are going to go ahead. Guys, if you are new to the stock market, go ahead and look at my playlist. And in the playlist, you have a lot of videos which will help you. And if you want to be a professional trader, there's also a program called Pro Trading System. You can see the video there, or the first day video. Be a part of my Telegram channel, which is Crazy Money with Sri, and I'll be sharing you a special link. Today I'm starting